Why do women prefer rich men? Have you ever wondered why women are often judged or stereotyped as preferring wealthy men? Is it all about the money, or is there a deeper psychological and evolutionary explanation? In this video, we're peeling back the layers of this curious phenomenon, exploring facts, breaking myths, and delving into what attraction really means. Spoiler alert, it's far more complex than just bank account numbers. Let's get into it. To begin, let's take a trip back in time, long before modern luxuries existed. Imagine a world where survival was paramount and resources were scarce. Evolutionary psychology helps us understand that, in those conditions, a partner who could provide resources, food, protection, shelter, offered a significant advantage. Women often relied on men for these necessities since their roles were traditionally tied to childbearing and nurturing children. Back then, the ability to provide wasn't about luxury, it was about survival. Fast forward to today, and the need for survival isn't as dire. Yet, our evolutionary instincts haven't entirely disappeared. Instead, resourcefulness has evolved into traits like financial stability, career ambition, and reliability. Money, in today's world, symbolizes the same security that food or shelter represented thousands of years ago. It's not so much about stacks of cash, but what those stacks signify: stability, protection, and confidence in the future. Now, let's make one thing clear. Women are not inherently gold diggers, and this preference isn't as shallow as society might assume. There's a deeper psychological mechanism at work. Wealth often represents qualities like ambition, problem-solving skills, and determination. It signals that someone is capable not only of managing financial resources, but also navigating life's challenges. These traits are universally attractive because they suggest reliability and foresight. Interestingly, financial stability can also ease anxieties about the future. When basic needs like housing, food, and security are consistently met, it becomes easier to focus on emotional and personal fulfillment in a relationship. Many people, men or women, are drawn to the idea of a partnership where they feel safe, both emotionally and financially. And for some women, financial stability is simply one component of that safety. But let's not forget something crucial: attraction is multidimensional. Wealth alone isn't enough to maintain a relationship or deep connection. Traits like kindness, humor, emotional intelligence, and shared goals are just as important, if not more so. We'll unpack these dynamics more as we go along. While we've discussed biology and psychology, we can't ignore the social influences that shape our preferences. From fairy tales to Hollywood blockbusters, we're exposed to ideals that often equate a man's value with his wealth. Think about it. How many romantic storylines center around the rich, charming man sweeping the protagonist off her feet? Whether it's Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice or Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey, these narratives reinforce the idea that financial success is inherently attractive. But it doesn't stop at movies. Social media has amplified this cultural ideal. Platforms are flooded with images of luxurious vacations, designer outfits, and high-end lifestyles. For better or worse, wealth is often glamorized and associated with happiness and success. It's no wonder that these societal cues influence how we perceive attractiveness. What's important to recognize, though, is that these cultural factors don't define everyone's preferences. While societal conditioning may nudge some women toward wealthier men, many individuals prioritize emotional connection, shared values, and personality traits over material assets. This is where the assumptions about women's preferences start to unravel. Let's tackle a major myth head-on. Not all women prioritize wealth in their partners. People are complex, multifaceted, and shaped by their unique experiences and values. While some women may find financial stability appealing, others place greater importance on things like humor, emotional depth, or shared passions. And here's the key point: wealth alone doesn't equal compatibility. A rich partner who's emotionally unavailable or lacks shared interests won't score high in the long-term relationship department. What truly matters is how both partners complement each other and whether their values align. Money might be a bonus, but it's never the full story. Another myth we should bust? Men are often seen as the providers, but studies show that many men are drawn to women who demonstrate ambition and success as well. Preferences for stability, ambition, and shared goals aren't exclusive to women. They're preferences shared by people across the gender spectrum. While we're talking about preferences, let's flip the perspective for a moment. Just as women might value security, men also gravitate towards specific traits in their partners. Across many cultures, men are often attracted to warmth, kindness, and emotional intelligence. These characteristics suggest nurturing qualities, which historically complemented the male role of providing. This mutual dynamic, a provider matched with an emotional nurturer, was efficient for survival in ancient times. While these categories have evolved, some psychological remnants of these primal dynamics remain. It shows us that attraction isn't one-sided. Both men and women seek traits in a partner that fulfill their emotional and practical needs. Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. There are challenges when relationships are built primarily around wealth or financial stability. For one, wealth isn't a constant. Markets crash, businesses fail, and fortunes can vanish overnight. What happens to the relationship when that financial foundation is shaken? Additionally, placing too much emphasis on wealth can sometimes overshadow other important traits like emotional compatibility or shared values. It's easy to get swept up in material benefits, but these won't keep a relationship thriving when conflicts or personal challenges arise. Prioritizing short-term gain over long-term compatibility can set both partners up for disappointment. So, what does all this mean for relationships? At the end of the day, successful partnerships aren't built on income levels or material statuses. They're built on shared values, emotional connection, and mutual respect. Studies in relationship psychology consistently emphasize that couples with aligned goals, similar value systems, and strong communication skills are more likely to thrive, regardless of financial standing. Women and men are perfectly capable of forming deep, fulfilling relationships with partners who don't meet society's traditional expectations of success. What truly matters is finding someone whose values align with your own. That's the foundation for love that lasts. Attraction is a blend of nature, nurture, and individual preference. While evolutionary psychology and societal influences explain why wealth might play a role in attraction, it's important to remember that relationships are far more complex than any stereotype can capture. People are drawn to others for countless reasons, ranging from emotional connection to shared life goals. So, does every woman prefer a rich man? Absolutely not. Personal preferences vary widely, shaped by experiences, values, and individual priorities. What's certain is this: true compatibility goes beyond numbers, touching on the traits that make us human: kindness, ambition, humor, emotional intelligence. If you enjoyed this exploration into the psychology of attraction in relationships, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you experienced or seen this dynamic in your relationships? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, take care and remember, attraction runs deeper than dollars and cents. Stay curious.